What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction on the channel, and today I'll be reacting to the first episode of Food for the Soul. Know pretty much nothing about this. Know that it's from PA Works, and I love PA Works, so should enjoy this one a lot. Even their kind of mediocre story-wise projects are really well done in terms of production and like cuteness and such. And yeah, I just love them as a studio. Yeah, do let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And we just got normal hands now. Whose hands are they? I hate ketchup. I hate ketchup. God, going deep. I fell spoon down his throat. A twitch. Why is she watching this shit? Oh, ow. I had football today, which wasn't the best for this scab I've got in my mouth. I think it's gonna. She even got a little doll. Oh, I guess she is quite young from the looks of things. That's why she's watching that shit. But yeah, I like my food shows. I do. I haven't seen too many that focus on it specifically, but Dungeon Meshi obviously has a lot of food. I wouldn't say that's like the main genre of it. Again, it sure does have a lot of food. Golden Kamuy as well had, especially in the first couple of seasons, had quite a few food scenes. Not so much in the third or fourth season, which was a bit of a shame actually, because I really like those segments. But I do like my food stuff like Golden Kamuy and Dungeon Meshi. Like I said, they're not of the genre of just food focused, but yeah. I think scab ripped off. I just felt it in my mouth. Did you just say first year university student? Again, I just assumed she was like 10. Judging for what she was watching. And her looks. Did you just say she's never eaten out? That sucks. A kid at a toy shop, isn't she? Oh wow. Well, good job she wasn't planning on going in anyway. Sorry guys. Again, I think it's not bleeding, but part of that just ripped off. Like I said, I was playing football earlier today, and that didn't do me many favors. It was quite hard to breathe. Yeah, you know what? I've never really heard of this. I mean, I get being in that situation in like like certain environments, but not going to a restaurant. Yeah, I can relate. I can very much relate to that. Oh. Again, I'm not gonna not go in a restaurant by myself, but I relate a lot to what she was saying there. I'm someone that I really hate like updating stuff and having to deal with like new elements to like editing software and stuff like that. It's so a bunch of new stuff, and the stuff I once knew has been moved about. It's like, oh, well, I don't really want to do that again. It's like every iPhone update just seems to just get worse, and it's just like, oh well, that feature I really liked is gone now. So are these 10-year-old looking girls going to be like 20 as well? God, her voice is crazy. Literally spell out for you. Gold origami. How old do you have to be to drink alcohol and such in Japan? I'm not sure. I imagine 18. Um, Good try. See, this was my friends back in the day trying to buy that alcohol from the shop and stuff. I'd usually always be the person to do that because I had a moustache when I was like 14, 13. So I'd always be the person being able to like buy the alcohol and such at a young age. That was my job. So they're trying to. I did, to be honest with you guys, I didn't catch the first line about what they were at the bank place for. Was it a loan to for them to make this cooking club? I assume though. Some people are just rude. Hmm. Ah, so they are the same age. They look like they could still be in that place. Honestly, I got no idea what that means. It sounds a little bit like Ocean Coat though. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So that seems right. honestly, when I first said that, that's why I brought up the whole thing about alcohol a minute ago. They said club, so I assumed they're trying to get nightclubs. They're trying to make a club. Oh, sorry, guys, my back is hurting a little bit. Now you can have people to go with you to the restaurant, and you can do it under the guise of studying for your group and your club. It's a bit ingenious, really, isn't it? Start a food club at school and then go on trips to restaurants under the guise of that. Sounds like a pretty damn good idea, honestly. Get the school to pay for it as well. Suspicious? What's there to be suspicious of? You know what? This one's relatable as well. To be honest, I don't really get this too much just after these things happen. It's more so maybe like months or years after it happened. I look back and I'm like, oh wow, that was super fucking cringe. Yeah, bit of a delay in it for me. And I don't really get that so much nowadays. I think growing up, you kind of figure out who you are and such, and yeah, well, you just navigate these things. As an 18-year-old, definitely understand for this girl. It kind of looks like a puzzle that's like in the wrong place. That food, doesn't it? Kind of looks like if you should like refigure it. Maybe that's my puzzle horror game side coming out there. Urudachi. So she was with us earlier. Oh. Just walk in with her. Just go in. It kind of feels a little bit similar, like as the character to like Bocce the Rock, which I only watched a few episodes of. Because unfortunately, with that show, it had a very similar kind of main character. Not exactly the same, but very similar. But it just was like the degree in which Bocce the Rock was like this was just like a bit too much. Like it wasn't relatable. It was almost insane for me. Again, a lot of people love that show a lot, so I know I'm very much in the unpopular camp on that. But it just felt like it was a bit too much in her awkwardness, and yeah, it was unrealistic. Not that it should be awfully realistic because it's a show, but yeah, I just couldn't connect with it as much as maybe something a little bit more grounded like this. Even then, though, this is still like she can't even go into a restaurant by herself. Like, it's still like a little too far for me, but not egregious or anything. You better get in there quickly. I think one thing that does help you with stuff like this is just realizing that people around you don't care about anyone else but themselves much more often than not. Like, as someone, again, as someone that's like that thinks are very similar to this, you sometimes it feels like when you walk in the room, like all eyes are on you. Even though that might be a very main character thing to feel like, it's hard to get out of that feeling of like everybody's looking at you and everybody's looking for you to do something wrong and everybody's judging you. And like I just said, like I think at some point it just clicks that, oh, these people, they don't like, to that, like you doing something embarrassing is just like another moment in time. It's just another moment in their day. Yes, they might laugh at it, or you might be awkward during that, but it's like in the long run, you're not going to look back at the rest of your life and you're not going to remember that moment, are you? And for strangers, that moment is literally like a speck in their life. Like again, yeah, it's unfortunate. Like the thing that kind of turned that around a bit for me was the fact that humanity doesn't really care. It's kind of sad. Oh my god, sorry guys, I forgot to reset the timer, so quite lucky I paused, I guess, even though I'm already 15 minutes in. Crap. Sorry guys. But yeah, it's almost kind of bad that the realization to help you out is the realization that humanity equals bad in that regard. Yeah, well over stuff like this. Like I said, I know that I'm like introverted and stuff now, but you just kind of accept it and you just like, yeah. Like this, it feels like she's going to be making like a scene, like, oh, she's speaking up in front of everyone, everyone's going to be listening to what she says, and in reality, fuck's sake, in reality it's just like another order. That's why I said a minute ago about the Bocce the Rock. I don't feel like it was too accurate in from my experience. Again, I was never like the most kind of awkward or anything, but I didn't relate in terms of like, I didn't think it was awfully realistic for me. Whereas again, this I can see quite a bit more of myself in, my younger self. So here we go, some lovely cooking. It's a lot of lettuce. Oh, crispy. The crisp sound of that. Oh, god damn. Sounds like that video. If you guys have seen of that guy that makes his own chicken, and the guy then just goes like that because it's just ridiculously crispy. It looks exactly like it does on the picture. Well, I assumed that was a picture. And that's the thing, you get places by doing stuff like this as well, by getting out of your comfort zone, for asking the questions that you're too scared to ask, and so on. It's just like, once you realise it, you're like, oh yeah, you know what? I mean, again, it's awfully ironic for me to say this because I don't get out too often and such, but when you do, it's usually like you just have a really good time, and once you do something that you're not used to, it usually is really fun. Sometimes it can be a bit too much. I bet she's very proud of herself and very happy that she chose to come in now. Very homely music playing right now as well, by the way. Very homely. God damn. Clean those things. She must have licked the plate. Again, what is this? Like I said earlier, this stuff makes it feel like this is like she's 10 years old. Is it just me? Like they look 10. She acts a little bit immature for an 18-year-old. She got a stamp for being a good eater. Like everything about this says that these girls should be much younger. It's almost like that thing of like, oh, she's not she's not a underage girl. She's a 5,000-year-old elf. Like some bullshit fucking like that. I used to really feel that awkward silence as well. When I was younger, I used to really feel like that silence like lasted ages. But again, nowadays I can just like I'm just comfortable in it. I knew you would be. That's another thing of like when stuff it tends to happen when stuff like this does happen as well though, which can reinforce the behaviors that she had before. Again, from my experience, when stuff like this does happen, there'll be some like social thing, like someone saying something about you or something along those lines, which just like crush. Like you feel very hopeful in like situations like this. You're like, oh yeah, you know what? It's not actually that bad going out and doing this and doing that, and then something again, like something social will happen of like, oh well, I'm never going out again. No, um, and yeah, something just like destructive to this promising kind of mindset will come along. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys have experienced that, but I certainly have. Like, oh, well, that's now going to be super awkward whenever I'm in that situation with that person. So I'm not going to be in that situation with that person. I'm going to stay in. It's a bit coward like, but yeah, it's really hard to get out of those mindsets. Indeed. And get free meals paid for by the school. Hmm. I also I am quite guilty of that as well. Apologizing too much. Apologizing for things maybe I shouldn't apologize for. I can't remember what anime I watched, but there was a really interesting scene about that of like someone raging at someone like me that apologizes all the time. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was really powerful. Um, Again, talking to someone like me that apologizes too much and just saying what, like, yeah, just getting really pissed off at them for it. So we just saw some like office work again, like I said, just it's really weird. A really good first episode. Don't get me wrong, but I do feel again it's like why these is the only reason these characters are this age because you've had to put them in some kind of food club. I don't really get it. Really good song. I like the song a lot. Nice visuals as well, but lovely song. Like, oh, we have got an end sequence. 2 minutes. And that girl's voice is crazy. She half sounds like a 2-year-old, half sounds like an old woman that's been smoking for her whole life. And a combination of both. It's quite breathy. Not sure if you heard that, but yeah. I imagine it's probably just what I'm watching this on, but that didn't look awfully great. Kind of made me feel a bit sick. Kind of reminded me of Gohan's scene. That show, Gohan shows give me movement sickness quite often. No, we ain't lazing about. We're making food. We're gonna peddle drugs instead. So that was just pure random. So we've got the lunchroom club here, the break room club. Well, that's disappointing, but I assume eventually it's going to be actually turned into a food cooking club, right? She seems like she's the only one that she's the only one that doesn't want it to be a food, because that sorry guys, little hiccup. That little girl, again I keep saying little girl because they look like it. She's got ties with food. Obviously, our main character here does. This honestly just seemed like a bit of a I feel sorry for you, yay, more so than a yes, I want to just relax all day. So again, I imagine eventually it will actually be a food club. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, really solid first episode. I like this quite a bit actually. Again, love PA works. The animation scenes were all beautiful. Again, I did get a bit of motion sickness here during this scene, but that was the only it looks fantastic, doesn't it? The show. But yeah, just the way it kind of panned out. Again, reminding me a little bit of Gohan's, just a little nitpick. And I did want to bring back up the whole bocce situation. Like I said, I mean, this is maybe unrealistic, but I think just the extent. I mean, I do really like things that go over the top with certain kind of tropes and such, but maybe I don't know. There was just something about like Bocce the Rock that just felt it was just way too much. I feel like you should probably, again, very unpopular opinion, no, but she should probably actually go see a counselor or something for her to help her problems. Honestly, but I do relate a lot to this. Maybe it's because again I've got that experience. Like I said, maybe it's because my experience is not as deep in that kind of awkwardness and such as other people. Maybe that's why a lot of other people connected with it, because they were much further in line with that. I've mentioned before on my channel, I used to be quite extroverted. I used to say whatever came to mind, and I didn't have an internal dialogue in my head, internal monologue in my head, but I do now as an adult have an internal monologue in my head. So I have very much changed as a person. So perhaps if I was like this my whole life, I would relate to it even more with Bocce. But yeah, again, I feel like this is going to be a very relatable show, very powerful show. I think it could very well be, considering the topics at hand and again just how the main character is. But yeah, really like the premise. Cool episode. Again, the only things notable that pointed out was again a little bit of motion sickness at the end, which is probably not a thing for everyone. And just again the fact that it just feels like the fact that they're 18 just feels like a kind of almost like a cop out, just to make them in this specific situation, if that makes sense. Like they wanted to write this situation, but they couldn't think of how they would if the girls were younger. That, or they just decided to make them look and act like kids. I don't know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section though. As I said, really solid start. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with these reactions. And I'll see you guys next week with episode 2.